Hey VC, how you doing? This is a follow-up to the last post that I just made, where I featured this box, like this, and like this, and then I want to do other stuff because this is the box that I was going to show you. I just got it delivered today. I was going to do a live opening. So here I'm about to do it. Yay! And if I'm like this, I'm all washed out. You can't see me. Sun. This time of year, I actually get sun in my windows. I'm facing north. North is that way, over that direction. And so it's not until the summer months that the sun starts setting on the water over the mountains over on this side. And I actually get sunlight in here and blasts my wall of music here, which is kind of neat. So anyway, I'm just going to do a quick unboxing of this guy right here. Yeah. And show you what it is. Fingers crossed. Looks like it made it through shipping pretty well. I got it at a great price. I'll tell you more about that later. And because I got it at such a good price, I actually sped up the shipping as opposed to taking the free shipping. Because I figured the fewer days that it was actually in transit, the less chance there would be of any damage going on. So put my money into a little extra shipping. See how it is. Looks like it's fairly well boxed up here. Nicely boxed. Yes! Bags of air. Anyway. Okay, here we go. Here it is. Ta-da! Yay! I thought the pictures were going to be across the top. Oh well. Yes, this is the... whoa. This is the Scott Walker box. And I looked and looked and looked and tried to find this at a decent price, and I couldn't. Let me take a look at this and see how it looks. Wow. So far, so good. I thought it might be kind of a flip-top thing, but interesting. It's got kind of a notch cut out of the actual box itself right here, and then it's open on this side to show you all the vinyl. And it's got 5 albums in here. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then Till the Band Comes In is the 5th album, and it has, it's called the collection 67 to 70. There it is. There are all the albums. I just recently picked up an original UK of the first album here on eBay. So I'll be holding on to that even though I've got this box set. And I'm just going to open this up, break these out. I'm trying to figure out, I always figure out how can I open this up and have access to the records and still keep the shrink wrap on it to protect the box. I know that probably makes some people crazy, but for me that's just the only way to go. I think when I opened it like it was just a little, like it's a giant CD, like this, and just go right down. This is where it's going to get tricky. Try not to slice into the records. Set this up like this. I've not bought any of his later albums yet, but I've listened to tracks on YouTube, and I've seen some like making of clips on YouTube, which I think most of them come from that documentary 30th Century Man. I think that's what it's called. I watched that documentary all the way through. It was really interesting. I will probably watch it again now that I have this in my hands to just give me a little more perspective on his career. But yeah, this is obviously the more accessible material, and the newer work that he's releasing is arguably the more interesting material, and definitely the most challenging material. But it's ultimately, I think he's released, aside from, I haven't heard the music that was made in between that he's not very proud of, and he tries to disown to a certain degree. Um, but I think that this earlier work and the later work he did will really stand out, and in the long term, I think, especially the later work. Um, Talk about a 30th century man. I think 100 years from now, they're going to be looking back at the work he's doing now and so just be marvel at how far ahead he was of his time. And he's definitely tapping into something that will be very, 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 very in the now 100 years from now. So, well, first thing, very cool little booklet. Little, sorry. I'm used to saying little because I pull out booklets from CD books. So, okay, first thing I notice is that it's very black, but it is not holding a fingerprint. Of course, I just wash my hands, so it's always encouraging when I see packaging and booklets that do not hold fingerprints. Very cool. They have like a, see, this is just not going to, you know, I'm using the camera that's on my iMac, which is not the highest of quality, but it does allow for a, you know, a smaller file and it uploads faster. Of course, I've got a new modem, so which has a faster upload speed. So I should go back to using my HD cam, which I shot a lot of my earlier stuff in, which would be full HD. But that's also a little bit more of a hassle. But I might be going back to that just because it looks a little bit better. The Great Constellation of Flickering Ashes, Scott Walker, 1967 to 70 by Rob Young. That's the beginning of the essay here for the booklet. I'll just flash through and show some photos. If I can. Looks like it's a really, really nicely laid out booklet. The photos, the reproductions. They go through all the albums. There's the first album. List all the songs and talk about it. Very cool. They even reproduce some of the singles from over in Europe. It's like. And it's got two. This is an interesting single cover for a single right here for Matilda, Jackie. Oh, Jackie and the Plague. The Plague is great. Jackie is kind of a fun song too. There's a clip on YouTube for Jackie that's interesting. Having him sing the song Scott 3. I always like the cover to Scott 3. It's very, very interesting. Very cool. Scott 3. And some more 45s. Try not to crimp the book at all. So some more 45s from the Scott 3 era. All in all, a really nice booklet. And even showing like 45 labels and Scott 4, shots of him in the studio. Till the band comes in, more shots of him in the studio talking to people. And then it looks like it's just a lot of photographs and credits, attributes to all the different songs. There seems to be another essay in here called Scott Walker Hides Away in a Gloom World. Seems like it was an article that was written by Keith Altum, NME, 30th of September 1967. So this is a reprint of a couple of, there's one from Melody Maker, a couple of articles that were written about him at the time. So looks like a really well put together booklet, definitely worth spending the time to look into and read. So I can do this without the glare blinding me. I wanted to put this back in here. And maybe the smart thing to do is to set this up here and pull out a record and then put that back in. So let's do that. Here's the first album. I'll take out a couple of these albums. Nice sturdy cardstock. Nice reproduction of the album artwork. And let's see what they got. One thing you always worry about is, are they going to be seam splits? Well, this inner sleeve dust jacket right here is really, it's more than just some flimsy piece of paper. It's a nice sturdy piece of paper. Um, so that's going to help prevent. The edges of the vinyl are a bit on the sharp side, so there could be some boxes that receive some seam splits, but all in all, the pressings look great. Definitely be comparing this one, Scott 1, with my original that I picked up on Phillips. Looks like they tried to keep that same album look without it being a Phillips label. So I'll just pull out one or two more maybe. We're past 10 minutes now. I don't want to go too long. But it seems like a nice box set, fairly simple. The sun is right in my eyes, as you can tell. I'm going to pull out Scott 3 here because I really like the artwork for Scott 3. And over this way, try to get the glare off of it. They're all matte finished. Again, no seam splits, not on this one. It's like the full, I don't know, I've never seen an original copy of Scott 3, so gatefold, I'm assuming that this is part of the original artwork, is the gatefold. So, you can see the record and me. So, again, it would have been kind of nice if they had somehow reproduced the inner sleeve. I don't know if there was much of an inner sleeve to reproduce, but wow, interesting. They all say, well, where it would say Phillips on the label, it just says Scott, and then down below it says Scott 3. So, again, aside from a little bit of fuzz, little piece of paper from, this is what's handy about having a nice sable brush. You can brush things off like that without having to use your fingers if you don't want to. So that's what I try to do. Heavy vinyl, which is nice. Easily 180 gram. But the pressing looks great. So, can't wait to put these on. I'm going to start with Scott 1 and work my way all the way through Scott 5. Well, it's not called Scott 5. It actually has a title. I'm trying not to blast my face out there. But, so anyway, very happy. I was worried about the box showing up damaged. I was worried about the albums being split in some way. Here's the 5th album right here. Till the band comes in. I think there's another one. It's a gatefold. I don't know if it's 2 or 4, but again, it's the same setup there. So faithfully recreated recreations, and it looks like all of these. We've got 2 more to look at. I'm going to go ahead and look at it real quick. Yes, I'm being blinded here. Sorry. Yeah, 4 is a gatefold. And no splits. Looks like there's just a little bit of a something going on here, but I think that's manufacturing. Probably the best they could do with the cardstock and folding, which is fine. That's understandable. It's probably similar to an issue they may have had with the original. So, Scott 4. The same setup. All in all, a very nice set. And you know what's kind of nice about it is they didn't throw in a bunch of little knick-knacky type things. Some of that stuff is nice, but you know they put the time and trouble into putting together a really good package. This box is nice and sturdy. The way that they've packaged this looks really good. The cardboard is good and sturdy. It would have to really be thrown around, I think, to cause any kind of a seam split. One more to look at here, I think. Oh, no, this is 5. So I have looked at all of them. No seam splits. Everything's great. I ordered this, the best price I found online, I ordered this through deep discount. And I could have had it shipped here for free, but there's no getting away from that sun. I could have had it shipped here for free, but I figured since I got such a good price on it, I went ahead and spent like $8 or $9, $10. I think it was about $8 or $9 on shipping, and that made it a second day delivery. Figure the fewer days in the post, fewer days in transit, the less chance of it being damaged. So getting it at a good price. Yeah, right now I think if you were to buy, this is an import only. I think, and the only like Amazon has got it for $170. When I bought it, and last time I checked, which was a few days ago, don't hold me to this price, but last time I checked, it was $99 for the box. Everywhere else I've seen it, it's like 170 or more, or 140. I think maybe I saw it somewhere. I'm not sure, but Amazon wants 170 for it, and even they are sold out of it. They have it at it says it's temporarily out of stock or currently out of stock, something like that. So, if you're interested in this, the Scott Walker box, check deep discount. Check the next best price I found, I think, was import CDs. And what's nice is if you're on the West Coast, both of them ship from the West Coast, so you get it in a pretty, pretty good time frame. Even if I had gone free shipping, I probably would have gotten it in a few days. Probably would have got it next week sometime, but I would have gotten it, pretty quickly. So anyway, just wanted to give them a little plug, both of those places, but deep discount is where I got mine at the best price for $99. And I'm interested in maybe even buying the CD box as well, so I can have the digital files for them. Anyway, thanks for sticking around and watching this. Spent it just on one item, but it was a good item, I think. So take care, folks, and I'll see you later. Bye.